Everything's okay in moderation.
Even killing?
Examples?
Even killing when it's for your country. Really?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, alright.
Are we recording?
Speaking of which, did you hear there was two, I think it's propaganda, but I think it's two which the ghost of
Oh yeah, shooting down like 6 Russian jets or something.
I have it somewhere in here.
Yeah, I saw that one.
There was two of them.
That ain't no fucking ghost.
No, it's not. Clearly, it's not a ghost.
Are we recording?
Yes, shush.
I didn't know that.
Start over.
Oh, what the hell is his name?
So the spirit of Krampus, huh? Shooting down Russian Soviets?
Yeah.
Nice.
Krampus.
Go Krampus.
Going around, shooting stuff, shooting people.
What's he from?
Shooting up.
He does love
Krampus?
his hand around.
Oh,
What culture is he from originally? The heroin culture?
Oh, Dutch or...
You mean Deutsch?
I can't remember.
Deutschmarks? Isn't that what their money's called?
Maybe. I'm not really
Or is that what
up to date on my...
Is that what a Dutch father gives his son when he whoops him with a belt? Deutschmarks.
Maybe. There it is. The Ghost of Kiev?
Yeah.
The Ukrainian pilot that evidently shot down 6 Russian fighter pilots, like in a day, or something like that. Which a lot of people are like, "Oh, that's awesome," and right on board with that. You know, of course they are. I think it's kind of propaganda. I mean, that happens in every war. Look at Captain America was a piece of propaganda. That's how he started. So.
Yeah.
There's another one that goes along with that whole thing, bringing up Ukraine or whatever it is, the Ukrainian Reaper. Soldier that killed 20 Russian soldiers, which maybe that all happened. I don't know, but
I don't believe in ghosts.
I can't even remember how the hell would you bring up
The Gulag for Call of Duty. I don't know.
what Call of Duty wasn't.
Welcome to the Gulag. I think that's what it's called. If you survive, you get a chance to go back. He survived the Gulag and came back.
Maybe. So there's ghosts in Ukraine flying around.
There's phantom pilots.
World War III.
We really gotta stop shit, dude. Seriously.
No, that one wasn't really us. Everyone's been talking about World War III for the last 40 years or whatever it's been. But yeah, Russia invading Ukraine. This is all just a weekly
Well, here's the thing. TikTok, I'm really realizing, is either super patriotic or super far left.
Why say?
I have not heard a single TikTok or seen a single TikTok. Oh, now we're on air. Now we're recording. Now we started. Welcome to the show, folks.
Now all the people can see us. Hey, welcome everybody.
I know, it's a good thing I had my pants on this whole time, huh?
Yeah, no.
Space shuttle. No, but
The Gulag, go ahead.
yeah. I think TikTok's far left or super patriotic because you have yet to hear one TikTok. I have yet to see or hear one TikTok maybe explaining Russia's side.
I've seen a few of them.
It's always, well, Russia says they're doing it for this reason, but that doesn't make sense because this, and that. And it's like,
That's true too.
how about Vladimir Putin? He's in the background. Folks at home, you can't see him. We have Vladimir Putin right here. My hand is on his shoulder.
Vladimir,
right now.
say hello.
Don't say hello, Vladimir. We'll get banned. Just nod yes or no, Vladimir. Did you make it out of the Gulag? No, but yeah, I've read some articles, and they're both back and forth.
On the reasoning? Yeah. The reasoning, well...
What do you know so far?
Well, the reasoning they're taking it back is because they declared their own independence. This is really abridged, but Ukraine declared their own independence, and basically Russia, in a nutshell, is like, we're taking it back. That's really, really basic.
Yeah,
And Ukraine is trying to join NATO, and Putin does not want that. That's a huge part right there, too. That's why NATO is kind of getting involved. Initially, they're just kind of giving supplies to Ukraine and be like, here you go, but we're not really stepping in yet because they're not really a part of NATO. Even though
No, which means technically we shouldn't have any involvement.
Well, no, but being that most of the oil and gas production comes out of...
Wait a minute. You're saying there's economic sources over there? No, I don't believe America's like that. I don't believe Russia's like that. I don't believe any country in this day and age is stupid enough to get involved based solely on the commodity, the national commerce that could come out of that.
No.
I think it's because we care a lot about Ukraine.
Yeah.
That's why I would go over there right now, because I care about those people that are getting hurt right now.
Yeah, so that's the reason why NATO has interest in it, because there's so many countries. If Russia shuts down their, and there's a whole thing on that too. If Russia shuts down, if NATO backs Ukraine, that's going to piss Putin off. So then Putin will stifle his supply of fossil fuel to the rest of Europe, and really the rest of the world, because we get a majority of our fossil fuels from Russia. The thing that's fucking screwy with that is, as soon as Biden got in office, Trump had the Keystone Pipeline in order being constructed, which would have pulled fuel from Canada and drove it through the North America into Central America.
So we don't have to rely on
so we
Russia.
don't have to heavily rely on Russian fuel. Well, as soon as Biden got in office, he shut that down. And the whole time, mind you, he's talking about how Trump was colluding with Russia and putting money in Russia's pocket and whatnot. Then Biden shuts the Keystone Pipeline down, and what happens after that? Well, now we have Putin having the ability to pretty much control oil prices or the flow of fossil fuel wherever he wants and however he wants. So he takes money away from the United States that could have supplied us with cheaper oil because it's already here, and then gives it to Russia, who apparently we're enemies with now. And to me, that just seems like, all right, you're saying you don't want Trump doing business with Russia and how he's evil and fascist and is damaging the United States, but then you get in office and now you're doing business with Russia, and now you're damaging the United States because you're doing business with Russia. Like, that fucking doesn't make sense, but here we are.
So here's a little fun fact. I don't know if you knew this. Did you know for many years, Russia, Putin himself, was knocking on NATO's door saying, let us in. We want to work with the rest of the world. Not a lot of people know
right
that.
After an 89.
Yeah.
I think it was 89, the fall of the Berlin Wall.
Yeah. Putin was like, hey, look. I think even his predecessor was like, look, we want to be a part of NATO.
Oh, Gorbachev?
Yeah. Mr. Gorbachev.
But he's
tear
the one,
down that wall.
he's the one that actually brought the USS or brought capitalism or free market to Russia and disbanded communism.
Well, another thing too is, and here's the weird part. I did read this article. It was just re-announced. I was just alerted about it. He wants to reunite old Russia.
Oh, Putin?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because there are states within the country of Ukraine, apparently, that are like more
pro-Russia?
No. Not just pro-Russia. They're like, what's England full of? English people. Mm-hmm. And maybe like 20%, a bunch of other immigrations. What's Africa full of? 80% Africans. And a 20%, I'm just throwing random numbers out here. Right. Some of these states bordering Ukraine into Russia are predominantly Russian. Mm-hmm. And because Ukraine got dibs on them, or however that works, back in, I think it was 2014, even before Trump, Putin put forth, I think it's called a referendum, where he took the people's poll as to whether they wanted to be part of Ukraine or reunite with Russia.
Yeah, that's the first time he invaded.
There was like 95% approval, right. And Ukraine shut it down.
Yeah.
So it's like,
for those states.
Yeah.
Right.
Within the country of Ukraine, and then Putin's like, look, let them go. We won't take all of you. Just give the people what they want.
Right.
And that's what Putin's saying. Like, give the people what they want. The people that, and one of them in particular, Crimea, I think is what Crimea. I'm not sure how it's pronounced.
Crimea?
No, Crimea.
All right.
It's like Ukraine's like
I think it's actually Crimea.
Crimea. That's it. Crimea. It's
Crimea River.
oh,
Anyway,
Crimea River.
I couldn't stop that one. It was fighting its way out.
Like the Bill Cosby joke. So, yeah, Crimea being one of them in particular, that said, look, we want to go back to Russia. And here's a little fun fact. Like, their most powerful naval force comes from Crimea.
That's the only warm water port in Ukraine, isn't it?
And
I think that's the big thing why they
they wanted to go back to Russia, and Ukraine said no.
right. And I think that's a huge reason why.
Oh, yeah. Now,
Because that not only import and export and not to mention naval.
yeah, well, I mean, and here's the thing about it is, it's like, unless you dive in, because I can't decide, I can't say how I feel one way or the other. You see a lot of the news right now going on, a lot of bad shit. And Russia's being made to look like a bully. But when there's also supporting articles, if you dig deep enough, you could find supporting articles that this stuff's been going on for a long time.
Oh, for sure.
And Putin has been like, hey, come on, we're trying to do this the right way. So I guess there's two ways I don't know. There's two ways to look at it. And without going back to like 1989 and reading every fucking thing, it's really hard to come up with how do you feel about it?
I don't know, but at the same time they're doing all this, China was sending
the one China nation. The
That
one
too,
China.
yeah.
The ones, yeah.
That's not as crazy though, like hearing that, the one China nation and stuff, because that's something China's always talked about. But at the same time that, I think it was the same day or the day after that Russia sent their troops into Ukraine, China was sending drones over, I think, power plants and I think military aircraft over certain parts of Taiwan. Kind of like a muscle flex is like, two things. A muscle flex, but at the same time, they're like, Xi Jinping is probably looking at us focusing on Russia and NATO focusing on Russia and going, you know what, they're distracted right now.
Well, he went on. Did you see his broadcast?
No.
I sent you the video. He says, look, America, look, leave us alone. Let us deal with this. If you don't.
Oh, I did hear.
If you
it
don't.
wasn't in the video you sent, but I did hear, yeah.
If you get involved, we're going to react. And it's not going to be good. And he literally says, any and all effects thereafter, if the U.S. gets involved, any and all effects thereafter are a direct result of their actions. So now he's saying...
Which is kind of...
It is.
Borderline the same thing as what Putin said.
Yeah. But nobody's fucking trashing Xi Jinping.
Which is... Because
stage name.
Strangely...
Yo, bring it to the
We're
stage, Xi Jinping.
We're not, like, focusing a lot on China when I think we should be. Like, I think that's where our focus should be right now because they're clearly the stronger nation. Now, Russia has a lot more arms, artillery, and more. It's like 2,000 more nukes than we do.
Yeah.
Like, that makes any difference. Like, we got 4,000 something. They got 6,000. You only need a handful to make a state. We needed 2 to end World War II. So, and they were tiny compared to what there is now. But yeah, 4,000, 6,000. But
boy, that light's awfully bright.
Well, at least your face would be kind of okay. You have to just cover your face. They know who you are.
If I die, they're not gonna be able to identify me. No, the dental records. Oh shit! It's snowing.
Yeah, they
Pretty good too.
What drugs are you on?
All that white stuff outside your window. There's a lot of it too.
We're inside. I mean, there is no window in this room, is what I'm saying.
Oh. What's that?
Yeah. So.
The Yankees flag.
So yeah.
Did I just hear a raccoon like scrape the floor over there? It sounded like
He's all over the place.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, so China's flying drones and flights, non-commercial, all over Taiwan.
Oh yeah.
Which of course is going to make the United States be like, they're over here, right? Sarah, how you doing?
Don't make me turn this army around.
Seriously. But now, yeah, so China's doing that, which a lot of that, and then I had written down here the Ghost and the Ukrainian Reaper, which all seems like propaganda, if you ask me.
Oh, yeah.
The bigger thing with all that stuff, like these side notes under this first topic, is Putin putting his nuclear forces on high alert.
Oh, yeah. Did you see the cookie video he put out?
No.
Oh, yeah. It's like an official looking briefcase or like a very important looking box. He opens it up and you see what looks like, you remember the Easy Button commercials? Mm-hmm. It's a giant red button. Ding. And he goes to this, he goes, it's a cookie.
Yeah, come on now.
I saw that, I'm like, fuck, that was good. I'm like, is he going to press? He goes,
like, I think Putin's probably fucking with the entire NATO and be like, what's that one Family Guy where he takes out the, like, what, Putin there is standing there and he takes out this, like, looks like nunchuck thing, and they go, and he puts it together like an Indiana Jones, and it's a coat hanger.
Yes.
Yeah. He takes out the AK and lights a cigar or whatever the hell he had. That's basically what it seems like Putin's doing right now.
Oh, he is definitely like, whoa, whoa.
You were talking about how the media is making it seem like Putin's 100% the bad guy, which maybe he is. I don't know. I'm not there in a high position to know everything that's going on. But I will say, when you see videos of tanks and artillery going down the road and just purposely driving towards civilian fucking vehicles, running them down.
Did you see the after effect of that video?
Yeah. She lived.
There's like 8 people trying to get the car open. The roof's been removed. She can just crawl out.
Well, you don't know we've been in some MVA calls where
I've been in a few MVAs myself.
Yeah, they crush in. You can't get out. Your legs are pinned in there. But
it's like, boy, this is uncomfortable. We're getting you out.
Do you remember? Were you on that throughway call with the semi?
Yeah.
I know I was there with...
tipped over?
No, it wasn't tipped over. It was completely crushed.
Oh, maybe a different one.
Yeah, there was one I went to, and the guy survived with just a few scrapes, which if you saw the cab of the truck, you'd be like, how?
The one, you might not have been for the one where the guy was like, his back of his whole, like the one side of his head was all scraped up. It was a beer truck. He had a lease truck. You weren't there for that. It was it was one of my earlier throughway calls. Like, nobody's in the truck with this guy. The windows have all been removed. They're all talking about how to get him out. And he's like, I kind of just want to get out. I'm like, so I crawl right in. I'm like, hey, how you doing, buddy? He goes, not good. I've had better days. I'm like, yeah, I guess you have. He goes, did my load make it? I'm like, I get up, I stand up, I look over, like,
so how's your day?
I go, I wouldn't worry about your load. He goes, that's not a good sign. I'm like, yeah, let's just worry about getting you out of here. So can you talk to me? I asked all the stuff, and we got him out. But the whole time he's just in there kind of like looking like, can I get out of here? I'm really uncomfortable, and no one's in there with him yet.
Yeah.
Well, we were
at least he's good-spirited about it.
Yeah, well, we were fresh on scene, and nobody had secured, nobody had checked, and I made the mistake. I got spoken to for it, but I rushed right in. I didn't make
without knowing what's going on.
Yeah, I didn't know if the vehicle was going to roll any further. There was nearly no chance of it, but we had no securing measures placed yet.
Right.
But the dude's in there, and his arm was all cut up and stuff, the side of his head, his hair, he was like bald in a few spots, there's a bunch of cuts.
Rookie mistakes.
Hey, but the guy did make a comment on the bed. He goes,
don't get me wrong, I've done rookie mistakes too.
The guy
before we were even interior, there was a call on 162 is a structure fire, complete loss, the fatal. There was a multi-fatal up there.
Yep, I remember that one.
And while everything got knocked down, it's a complete side story, but everything got knocked down, I ran right up to the building, no SCBA or anything. They were doing, it was in between, it was like that stage where it's in between overhaul and initial attack.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's knocked down, there's a little bit more, whatever, you know? I just want to get in there.
Yeah. That was the carry out with the blanket, right? I won't go any further. Afterwards?
The family?
No. Older. Okay.
No.
Okay, that was a different one then.
No.
All right. But yeah, so continue. Yeah, but I mean, and you know what? There's been videos of like, there was an old woman going around to the Russian soldiers giving them sunflower seeds. Did you see that one?
No.
She literally remarks, here, these are for you. Why? so that when you're dead, then when your body's dead on the ground, sunflower seeds will be planted.
I did hear
grow
that.
from
Yes,
where you died.
I did hear that.
Like,
That's
wow.
right.
That's a little creepy.
And what do you do? Well,
You know what I would do?
and you see, just watching videos.
I'm gonna poop them out in about 4 hours. You get sunflowers there.
watching videos of their jets coming in and just bombing civilian buildings. That's something else. That's the difference between now and back in the day when all we got was history books and some documentaries, and they colorize them.
Now we're seeing it.
Yeah, but firsthand now you get not just like journalism point of view, but boots on the ground and even further civilian point of view of things that are actually going on. So you actually get a view. And you know what the fuckery is? And social media platform, perfect-esque, whatever. Most people, including myself, you watch it and you watch it like it's not even real. Like it's going on, but you're so far distant from it. You don't really feel what it is, which is fucking bizarre.
I don't know. Maybe I'm seeing this all go on, and you know what I'm thinking? Like, this shit's legit. We're going.
Of course it's legit. There's nothing to do with not
Operation
being
Enduring
legit.
Freedom was a whole. I don't even know. That was such a. It sounded like such a cash grab, a resource grab, covered with the whole. We want to make sure democracy reigns over there.
Right.
They should have the right to choose.
Right.
But when you see the aftermath of it all, it was like.
I think the perfect. There was. I can't remember who said it. Oh no! It was. What the hell's his name? Sid Haig. There was a video of him talking about democracy.
Yeah, Captain Spaulding.
And he was talking about how we're always trying to introduce democracy and our kind of freedom to all these other countries. And the problem why a lot of the time it goes wrong, and this has been said many times over, but just recently I heard Sid Haig talk about it, is that most of these countries have no fucking idea what our democracy is. So we're trying to introduce, this is better, but all they know is what they're coming from. And to them, it might be fine. And we're, and it's like someone coming along with an electric vehicle, going to your trucking business, like, this is way better. And most truckers are going to do what? Fuck.
No.
And it might be completely better. But just because you've been around one style for how many decades,
Yeah.
good luck. And that's basically what's going on with all these countries when you're trying to come in and be like, look, Ukraine, this is better. Not even Ukraine, but trying to tell any communist country or
Saudi
fascist or
Arabia.
dictatorship or anything.
I mean, at least they got WWE from it.
Yeah, and the women are actually allowed to wear their normal gear, which is the first time they went there they weren't, but they're able to after. Which I was like, man, I'm half expecting there to be a hostage situation or something because Becky Lynch shows up and like her
Yeah.
yeah.
They were told no super short shorts.
Yeah,
no
they
butt.
initially, I think the first show they went over there, they had to wear like the complete headdress and cover everything.
Yep.
Weird. I know. I think the first time they went there, they weren't allowed to have women at all.
I was going to say there was no women. I remember that.
Or at least that was the initials. I can't remember.
I don't know.
It's been like 3 or 4 years they've been doing this. They get $50 million per show going over there. The company does. And they do 2 shows a year.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's... Anyway, going way back.
Yeah, sorry.
Talking about the
Sunflower seeds.
Putin escalating in unacceptable manner with nuclear high alert, U.S. ambassador to UN. That's what he says. Says it means that President Putin is continuing to escalate this war in a manner that is totally unacceptable, and we have to continue to stem his actions in the strongest possible way.
Well, now apparently we're going cyber attack, and Biden said it himself. We're going to launch cyber attacks.
Not that Biden said it himself. The idea or possibility was presented to Biden of possibly doing a cyber attack and shutting down a multitude of things. One biggest one is being railways. Shutting down railways is shutting down your supply chain to your entire country.
Oh, yeah.
That is an act of war. So if Biden does that, you can fucking bet your bottom dollar that that's game on. Because if any country out there shut our supply chain down, what the fuck's going to happen? That's war.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's finance, that's everything.
Oh, we do have audio, okay.
Yes, of course we do.
I just realized it doesn't look like it's fully plugged in.
No, it is. That's the brass casing, whatever.
Oh, so it's space docking.
Yeah.
It's docking.
Yes.
Tip to tip.
In space.
One. Okay. Fun fart. Nah, but yeah, this is.
And just like that, we hit another brick wall.
Well, no. Here's in all seriousness though. Now people. I mean, I have seen a couple of TikToks. Oh, there may be a draft. No, there's not. There's not going to be a draft.
No, we have what 700,000 or 900,000 reserves, and
I'm sorry. Full disclaimer.
13 or 1,300,000 active troops or something like that.
There's a couple of points I want to throw out here in regards to the draft. One, we do have massive numbers on reserve and active and still inactive. There's going to be no draft. I'm sorry. That's just my genuine opinion. There's not going to be a draft. But if there is going to be a draft, welcome to the next baby boomer generation. Because now that the equality across the board, men and women, men transitioning to women. No, you still got to go. Oh, crap. How many women, I'm not saying this to be negative, but we had men did it in the first draft, the draft dodgers, they call them. Mm-hmm. You know,
Canada, Mexico.
Last air, fleeing to other countries. Men did it first. So women are just going to do it better. They're all going to get pregnant. You can't send a pregnant woman to war. That's true. There goes your next baby boomer generation. And on top of that, last point, no offense, and like I said, I'm sorry. No, I genuinely am. I genuinely am, because when I say this next one, you're going to laugh.
Oh, boy.
Do you really see the 18 to 22-year-olds right now going over to war?
Fuck no.
Send prayers over on the front line. You know, all of my subscribers, I'm doing this for you. I just got shot.
We already had it. What, 10 years ago? Do the Harlem Shake. Fucking troops over there. What are you guys doing? Why, this is my tax dollars? What the hell's going on here?
So now, you know what they're going to end up doing? If there was a draft, let's send over the 18 to 22-year-olds. Oh, shit. That didn't work out. 25 to 30-year-olds?
You know what?
Half of them are pussies.
We should draft all the fucking extreme leftists and Antifa who think America is shit. Send them right over there. It's like, fine, go fucking over there. Figure it out.
You know what they're going to end up doing?
What's that one Dave Chappelle skit from the old show? It's where the white suburban kid, there's a G unit.
He's like, get the fuck out of my car.
And he drops him off.
Yeah, right
like, that's what we should do. Fucking go figure it out. This place sucks so bad. Get out of here. Go, that's your buddies.
No, he's going to end up taking the 30 to 40-year-olds. Like, that's the last chance we got.
Again? Well, the draft stops at 37, I think.
Oh, we're in trouble. 35 or 37. I think it's 35.
I'm pretty sure it's 37. It might be 35.
Yeah.
Or maybe 37 you can't join. 35 is the end
39 is U.S. Air Force.
Is it?
35 is U.S. military. 20-something, 29.
I know 27 is... This isn't military, but it's NYFD.
I know 29, I think, is the Navy. No, I think 27 is the Marines, and I think 29 is the Navy.
Right.
You can't, or 32 might be the Navy.
Right.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure 29 Marines, 32 Navy, 35 United States Army, and 39 the United States Air Force.
Right.
I'll just go join. Let's go join the Air Force.
Well, why not?
I've always wanted to fly. Space shuttle. Got it. I'm joining Space Force.
Hell yeah. Let's join Space Force. Oh,
it's just like in Zombies. Charlie, you're an idiot. Fuck you. I know how to survive in case a zombie apocalypse reaches the moon.
I hated that board.
That was such a fucking annoying.
No, but so in response to all this, Biden reestablished his sanctions that Trump initially signed, executive order, and then when Biden got in, he took.
We're
going
to sanction you, Russia, Putin. Yeah, I got sanctioned last month.
Sanctioning Russia.
You know the general feel I got from Putin's response by all this to the sanctions. Yeah, I got sanctioned last month. It got rid of my herpes. It got rid of my chlamydia. God, sanction me again. I have another itchy burning sensation. I don't care. That's what the sanctions are doing.
Sanctioning Russia, though, like taking them out of the SWIFT currency exchange, would kind of, you'd think doing something like that would sort of make Putin, could potentially make Putin desperate and putting that kind of like taking him out of basically our financial loop with the rest of NATO, really the rest of the world, and stifling supplies and all that kind of stuff. And that goes along with the hack that you were talking about before, that they did that. Now you're just going to make someone who's basically unhinged, like Trump was, and now you're just saying, we're taking all this shit away, and now you're just going to leave a madman like up to be like, fuck it then. You're going to do all that? Like, game on. Again. Let's go. I think that's kind of a dangerous thing to do.
I once rode a horse bareback with no shirt on. What the fuck have you done? Oh, God.
That was wasn't that a Trump meme?
No, Putin really did.
No, but I think that was a Trump meme.
Yeah,
though, something like
they
that.
had him like they had Trump no shirt on the back of Putin's horse with him. At least that's the one I saw.
I don't know.
I was inspired not to ride bareback.
It says there was a executive order signed blocking property and suspending entry into the United States of certain persons contributing to the destabilization situation in the Western Balkans, expanding the sanctions regime related to the Western Balkans. The White House also issued a fact sheet that details the U.S. administration's policy goals. U.S. state sanction. No. Treasury office.
I have heard.
All right, here we go.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Expands the sanctions authorities to designations to include persons involving in activities that threaten the peace and security, stability, or territorial integrity of any area in the Western Balkans, undermine democratic processes and institutions, obstruct the implementation of regional peace agreements, lead to serious human right abuse in the same place, related to corruption. But kind of, it seems like it just makes it subjective to who they want to like kind of stifle. Is like, you can't come here and you can't go there.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know.
This seems like really kind of watered down things they're doing, because stating all over again, Ukraine isn't part of NATO. So it's not like NATO can just come in and be like, we're shutting this down, we're stopping this. They're just doing little things to be like, listen, if we do too much, then that's going to cause a big rift everywhere. But if we don't do anything, that's just going to make NATO look bad to everyone that's not in NATO.
I don't know.
Also, Russia also, I don't have this here, but Russia also threatened Sweden and France, I think. Or no.
Not to get involved.
Yeah. They threatened them to not get involved.
Oh, yeah.
Again, like we said, I think in the last show, where they threatened them to be like, listen, this is going to turn ugly if you guys get... Putin is booting these
motherfuckers out of getting involved.
Putin is basically low-key threatening nuclear attacks on everybody who's outside of this initial conflict. He's like, it's like I've heard the schoolyard thing. I think you made, or someone made the schoolyard comparison. It's like watching a bully pick on some kid, and everyone's around and be like, what are you doing? It's like, don't worry about it, while he's punching the shit out of him over and over. So it's nothing to do with you. It's like, yeah, but what are you doing? But and then your argument's like, no, he's fine. It's okay. I'm okay with this.
Well, and it's funny that you mentioned, like, he's threatening everybody to stay out of the conflict, let them resolve it. Someone referenced to me that they're basically portraying him in the light of being the next Hitler.
Not Hitler. I heard a comparison.
Well, here's the thing. You made the comment about the human rights. He's not... Now, I don't know if this is actually true or not. He's not, like, going down the streets, mowing down Ukrainians. Mm-mm. He's not...
Well, I don't know.
No, has he driven the tank? No.
Kind of. Well, no, not him.
I'm pretty sure he's now...
Then by that logic, Charles Manson's innocent.
That's right. Free Charles Manson.
Jesus.
No, I'm just kidding. Don't free that fucking psycho. He's still alive, isn't he?
Who knows? He could be.
Hope he gets
maybe his brain is. They have it on ice somewhere.
Hope he's getting butt raped in jail.
Oh.
But yeah, I'm not saying. Well, what I am trying to say is like when Hitler came to power, it was swift. He made it clean and clear cut what he was doing. Straight up, just started mowing things, like just crossing that line. Everything in the news, yes, you have seen some innocent fate, like some innocent casualties, which nobody should be causing. And I genuinely feel Putin should take that into consideration and say, hell, I get it. We're supposed to be, backing up what we've said, but we got to ease up, guys. Come on. We don't want to be Germany, Nazi Germany again. We don't want to be the next Nazi Germany. You know what I'm saying?
I think Putin's just pretty much trying to make Russia the power it used to be. I heard a comparison dealing with World War II and Putin and Xi Jinping right now, but it was more along the lines of Putin is in comparison with Mussolini back then and Xi Jinping with Hitler. That being because Mussolini and Hitler were both kind of, what was said, they were like feeding off each other. Mm-hmm. Like Hitler would take a little bit, and then Mussolini would be like, well, you're taking that a little bit, so I'm going to take a little bit more. And then Hitler would take a little bit more. Then again, Mussolini would be like, well, I'm going to take a little bit more. Mussolini was trying to gain power, just
expand his empire.
Yes.
You mean like the Caesars did?
Hitler was a genocidal maniac.
Yeah.
Now, Putin doesn't seem like a genocidal maniac. He just seems like someone trying to rebuild Russia to what it used to be during the USSR, during the Cold War's massive power. He wants no
USSR.
No, he doesn't want a Soviet Union. He doesn't want to bring back communism.
No.
At least I don't think so anyway. But now you go to Xi Jinping, they have the Uyghur Muslims down there in concentration camps. Like that's like this genocidal madman, or seems to be a genocidal madman.
That's Hitler shit.
Again, that's why I don't understand why we're focusing so hard on Putin. Well, I say I don't understand, but we already said in the beginning.
We know why. It doesn't make
fossil
sense
fuel.
to us. Why? What doesn't make sense to us is our misguided attention. We understand why we're involved, but there are more important things going on.
The bigger threat would seem to be Xi Jinping, unless, of course, the government knows something we all don't know, which I'm sure is something. But just on the surface value of all of us, like Joe Schmo is looking at it and be like, isn't China the bigger threat here? Like, shouldn't we be looking at that? Especially if you just want to boil it down to money, income, and supplies. Taiwan, that's 63% of the world's computer chips for vehicles and what the fuck ever else comes from Taiwan. If China takes that over, they have a strong hold on the economy anyway when it comes to imports and exports.
Yep.
They take that over, they're basically running an empire now. I mean, they're already running sort of an empire.
They're monopolizing it.
Yeah. I mean, they've been doing it slowly over the last
game of Monopoly.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
They're good. I bet you it was made in China, too. Fuck. And here we all playing it. Not even know. We didn't even see it happen right under our eyes.
So would that make China our allies? Because it's been training us how to play it since we were kids?
It's been said that, we brought it up before, where it seems like everything we're doing in the last 10, 15, 20 years seems to be like gearing more of a Chinese way of doing things. It's really interesting.
That's why we're not getting involved. Because eventually China's going to come over and take over America.
Well, we were
Chimerica.
We used to be isolationists. We wouldn't even have been in World War II if it wasn't for Pearl Harbor.
Chimerica.
Chimerica?
Oh, God, no.
That's
Chimera.
That's something else. Yeah, so... Yes. Rachel Maddow made the comment that says the reason Putin didn't invade during the Trump years is because Putin's idealism aligned with... Trump's idealism aligned with Putin's. Well, there's no matter what happens in the news, the fucking far left always has some reason that. Well, the reason you see
Trump.
Why
Trump?
Yeah,
but
I
shot the cow in the head. That's why I died. Trump.
Well, it's probably because that cow liked Trump.
Well, it's because the bullet you bought from the store is privately funded by Trump, and he knew you would use it to shoot that cow. But I also ran over your dog. Trump! Wait, what? I was drunk. Yeah, by alcohol that Trump gave you. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the left talks they're talking right now about how of course, they're pinning this on Trump. And when you pin something on Trump, you pin it on racism, white supremacy. This article from the Young Turks is right-wing. It's Young Turks say that right-wing media loves Putin just because he's an authoritarian leader. Why they love Putin. All right. It says right-wing doesn't love Putin just because he's an authoritarian, tyrannical leader. They love him because he's a white authoritarian leader. Race has become more important than even nationality. They've turned on democracy and now even America in favor of a white warlord.
I think we said it before. Putin's missing a few screws. We know this.
Well,
And I'm pretty sure we've gone on record to say we don't want him running our country.
no, there's nothing to do with our country. You know what's fucked up is the same. I think it was Rachel Maddow or someone on CNN or somewhere on the left. Trump made the comment recently, maybe sometime last week, I think it was, where he's looking at everything Putin was doing, his strategy and how he was going about everything, and he goes, "What Putin's doing is brilliant right now, or is genius, but it wouldn't happen under my watch." And everyone took that. And well, first off, when he says that, what do you think he's saying?
For me, outside looking in, trying to be as neutral to left and right as possible, it's like when people look at Hitler. The guy actually, I don't condone a single thing he did, but do you know the guy was a very intelligent person?
Yes, he was.
He was a very, very, very brilliant person. Very smart strategically. Very smart economically. Genocidal fucking maniac, yes. Complete the epitome of all that is against humanity, yes.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make him any stupider, any less smart. Same thing. I think that's what I take Trump saying is he doesn't condone what Putin's doing, but Putin was smart about the way he's doing it.
I think it's the best comparison I have is at the end of a game, like in Brawlhalla we play, and even if you win, lose, you say good game.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean Trump isn't saying something like that, or anybody isn't saying anything like that. Just be like, oh yeah, I'm on board with Putin. No, you can look at your complete enemy, watch what they're doing, and be like, that's a fucking good move.
Yeah, I know. And since you
Well,
brought up
that doesn't mean you support that. It just means you're looking at what's going on and be like, wow, impressive. I know what you're doing. I see how you're moving. I see how you're moving those pieces on the chessboard. Like,
yeah.
I get it.
Doesn't
but of
mean
course,
we like it.
The left is going to take that and be like, look, he supports him. Fucking racist, fascist pig. Like, you know? At the same time, Joe Biden, Mitt Romney, and John Kerry, the sons of all of them, and the nephew of Nancy Pelosi all work for oil companies centered in Ukraine. So maybe there's some, again, going with the pipeline thing, and maybe there's some influence in our government. Some money influence in the companies that are coming out of Ukraine.
Some.
Today I just actually saw a thing where Ukraine is going to hold peace talks with Russia.
Good.
So
Good.
whether this is actually like everyone's been blowing this up as like this could be the beginning of World War III, or we're in a lukewarm war, or maybe it's just a skirmish.
Hopefully this is just a skirmish. It gets chalked up. I genuinely hope Putin, if the peace talks do go through, let's say they do hold peace talks and it does resolve the issue, I really genuinely hope Putin realizes, I may have stepped on a few toes.
I don't think it'd be that. When I hear that they're going to do a peace talk, I think, and you brought up how there's I don't want to say a majority, but there's a large portion somewhere in Ukraine that is actually for just going right back to Russia.
Yeah.
And this might be the peace talk, and because they're not part of NATO, the peace talk might be like, all right, listen, we can go here, and maybe they split the country. These guys go to Russia, and these guys are Ukraine. Maybe that's what it is.
Here, fingers crossed.
Maybe.
It'd be nice to see this get resolved. And I don't know if he'll do it, but, hopefully Putin will be the one, win or lose, that says, good game, puts his hand out and offers the handshake.
Maybe.
Because,
I don't think so. I think he's an alpha personality like Trump was. Like, there's...
Wow, way to go. Now you just made the world think they're fucking working together.
Oh, yeah. Russia collusion. How stupid of me. I can't believe I just blew that one open. Here comes WikiLeaks. There was this podcast and censored in upstate New York.
They're all
I don't know, but...
red. On the inside, which makes them racist.
That's right.
Wait.
Racist. And you're a trucker and you're racist.
I know.
According to Trudeau. Who ended the emergency order to end the convoy this last week, right before the invasion. But again, that has nothing to do with the convoy. He unfroze bank accounts.
Yeah.
I think that included PayPal and Give, Send, Go.
Oh.
Those kind of things where they're like, all right, we're not going to take... Because it looked fascist. That looked like dictatorship.
Oh,
One person being like, oh, I got emergency powers. I'm doing all this shit.
Real quick side note. Our school community, our governor has agreed.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah.
All up to us to decide whether to send them with masks or not.
But that was... The government said... Or our governor said that. But it's still...
I
know Kanjo is, but it's still district to district. It's still up to the district. Like the
can't say where we're from.
The district isn't a...
No, but it's the nickname you said a split second ago.
Oh, no one cares. Yes, so
Get bombed.
What?
Waiting for it.
We'll get swatted before we get bombed.
Oh, hell yeah. I hope we get swatted.
I know. This is my house.
I'm going to make sure your domicile partners are in a whole nother room, because when those guns come through the door, I'm stripping down naked and jumping at the first one that points a gun at me. I'm jumping at him. Kiss me! Arrest me!
What if he just they all just let you go and just staring at you the whole time? Like, it's awkward now, guys. There's not anything doing it.
I'm not stopping.
I'm looking at you right now.
I'm almost finished.
I'm looking at your eyes. Yeah, so they unfroze bank accounts. The U.S. convoy, which when I wrote this was expected to begin soon, but when did it fucking start?
Hold on. All I can think about is the guy in the equipment room later that night. Fuck, it got cock marks on my gun. I can't use this gun anymore. He rubbed his nuts on my sights. That goes right by my face.
It's powdered sugar. Oh, no.
It's baby powder. And it was on his balls. He must have chafing.
It's crusty. You left a mark. Well,
see that mark? It's a dick smear. Why didn't you wipe it off? It's battle scar. My gun was traumatized.
You know how firefighters don't like to wash their gear? Yeah.
I can still
Oh, God.
I can still smell.
There's no asparagus in this guy.
I can still smell his wait, I can still smell his confidence.
You like pineapple? Smells tangy. Anyway, what the fuck?
Trudeau, dictatorship. Next one. Dick smear.
Yeah, that's on here.
Dick smear?
No.
Yes.
The U.S. convoy has already began.
Oh,
begun. No, there was two different convoys. There was the Freedom Convoy and the People's Convoy. Both of them started in two different places in Cali.
Yep.
One's arriving on March 1st in D.C. The other one's March 5th. I think the Freedom Convoy is arriving March 1st, and that's the State of the Union, President Biden's address. Mm-hmm. So they're going to ride the same day as that, which would be interesting. So keep your eye on that one. And that's probably what's going to happen.
Under pressure.
They already sent out... the National Guard has already put on alert. I guess they already have... Well, I think they had fences up around the White House already to begin with. Since before January 6th of last year.
Big wrought iron fences. They've been there for a couple decades now.
There was a poll put out on Democrats, Republicans, and Independents asking how Trudeau handled the situation up in Canada, and 63 to 67% of Democrats approved Trudeau's actions. 73% of unaffiliated disapproved, and 87% Republicans disapproved. That's significant because that shows the major gap in between, one, Republicans and Democrats. Mm-hmm. But going further than that, the independents, which are supposed to be left, like the center, and traditionally were left-leaning center independents, but how far right they've gone now because the left has just gone completely fucking insane. So now it's like there's not even a left, center, and right anymore. It's like a left, center, right, and right.
Yeah.
And that's just in the last few years that's happened, which is really remarkable because this nation has historically been pretty blue. Sad, but blue.
We're a sad country.
That just shows you how much more split we are.
Yeah.
And going way back to one of the earlier shows, the divide in America.
And that's the crazy thing. Oh, speaking of, you just made me think of Divide in America, made me think of the, America Today or whatever like that show, those shows are. Did you hear about Joy Behar?
No.
From The View?
Yeah, she got suspended for something about her vacation she couldn't go on because there's a fucking war basically going on.
How is this going to affect the rest of Europe? I mean, you're planning a vacation for years and, I got a trip planned to Italy and now I may not even be able to go.
It's like the level of stupid on that whole show,
like Ben Shapiro said,
just doesn't stop.
It's not an intelligence-based show. It's a who could say the next stupid thing, and they keep trying to one-up each other.
It's like a bunch of chickens sitting on a panel just clucking at each other, and no one knows what the fuck is.
Whoopi set the bar high once he said the Holocaust wasn't about race.
Yeah.
So now Joy Behar has
Joy's
to
like, fuck that. Watch this.
Hold my beer.
Yeah. Hold my latte.
She got suspended for 2 weeks with pay because the Holocaust wasn't about race. Here, hold my beer. I can't go to Italy.
It's incredible. Yeah, I just heard that. I think today I just heard that. Why can't they just solve it tomorrow?
I already booked my Airbnb. I cannot get it. It's non-refundable.
It's either that or go to Coach. I am not going to Coach.
Oh, fucking clock away, you bitches.
You tell them The View. You show them.
Yeah.
Let them
lead our nation.
Let them know where our priorities are. Fucks. Let's get crazy now.
Yeah.
The FDA official reveals Biden plan for COVID jabs. This is from Project Veritas. So there's going to be a group of people that tune out right off the bat.
That's super.
That's right-leaning bullshit. Not as crazy as QAnon.
That's like if there's a stage left and a stage right, the people that are far left are going to be, oh, that's so far right. That's the stage behind stage right. The people that work the props.
Right.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Even toddlers will eventually be required to get annual COVID-19 jabs, an FDA official said. Investigative outlet Project Veritas has released footage of a Food and Drug Administration executive claiming that annual COVID-19 vaccination jabs are on the way, even for children under 5. In part 1 of the 2-part undercover video series, Christopher Cole, an executive officer with the FDA and head of the agency's countermeasures initiatives, told a Project Veritas reporter he is involved in the approval process for the various COVID vaccines. In the video released on Tuesday, Cole claimed that jabs are in the pipeline for everyone and acknowledged that money incentives for companies like Pfizer to promote more vaccination. Quote, it'll be a reoccurring fountain of revenue. It might not be that much initially, but it'll be reoccurring. If they can get every person required at an annual vaccine, that is a reoccurring return of money going into their company, quote. Cole said of vaccine manufacturers. At another point in the footage, the FDA official also admitted that the very companies the FDA regulates dump, quote, almost $1 billion a year into its budget. I always said that before. You go from $60 million one year to $4.4 billion the next year. 1 year. in a quarter. That's a quarter a year apart. Like, there's no fucking way.
They're gonna let it go.
Yeah, there's no way. With that amount.
But here's the thing: in order to get that fire relit, I mean, right now it's kind of we've got the coals, but the coals are burning. That's it. With the pandemic winding down, everything kind of settling, and finally, the world is going. All right, enough. Let's get fucking back to the norm.
Right. Like that would be the good argument.
They're
against
gonna
that.
need to reignite the fire. And I will say this, if that is legit, because unfortunately we have to have some neutral view here.
Yeah. Yeah,
There
this
is
isn't
gonna-
me reading
there
this
is
like
gonna
this
be-
is a like end all be all for sure this is going to happen.
There is going to be false left news and false right news.
Right.
There's going to be. So we have to take a very objective look on everything we look at. But if that is legit, you watch, and I quote, I will go on record to say this, you will see the next pandemic. That's the only way they're going to get it to work.
Or just at least a continuation of this one. I mean, there's Deltacron, which that was in the news for about
You mean the undetectable one?
no, that was a different one. That was in the news for about a
Yeah, the
week.
one that, because we can't detect it, we can't prove that it's there.
They keep coming
so we
up-
don't worry about it.
Yeah, they keep coming up with new variants, but after Omicron, like every new variant they come out with, it just seems like everyone's like, I don't fucking care. It's like, this one's making your dick fall off. I'm like, I don't fucking care. I'm done. It's like, whatever. What the fuck ever now.
I don't
There's
want
a new variant
I don't
every
want that
4 days.
variant.
I don't care. Whatever. Take it.
If there's a variant that makes your butthole bleed, I'll take that one before I take the dick fall off
You
variant.
had that. That was because of soda. Wasn't
No,
it?
that was bleh.
Oh.
Wrong end, but close.
Oh.
They ended up putting a tube in both ends, though.
Yeah, so
They turned me into a spit roast.
is that one... Is that one for sure going to happen? Hopefully not.
Hopefully not, yeah.
But Project Veritas, they've come out with stuff before that's been on the ball, so who knows? I don't know. The next one is this divine intervention? There was a big mural of George Floyd in Toledo, Ohio, that was struck by lightning. The entire building, untouched. The part of the mural that was struck was George Floyd.
Well,
I saw that. I'm like, wow, what are the odds? And of course, there's a GoFundMe now to raise money to make the artist that made it. So I make a bigger one now. What if it's just lead-based paint?
I was going to say, what if this guy is secretly like, I really didn't want to do this in the first place, so I'm just going to put metal flakes in the paint.
But yeah,
Well, what's going to be the next argument? Well, it's because lightning is white, and that makes it racist.
no, I said, well, that means God's racist. that's the first thing
Yeah,
that
but
popped in
God
my
doesn't
head.
control the lightning, remember?
No, Thor. No. Odin. I mean,
Oh,
Zeus.
let's
Zeus
go-
is racist.
Let's go by science. All science. Fuck religion. Fuck mythology. Fuck all that fake shit.
Particle physics.
Let's
racist.
go with science.
Math is racist. That was the thing.
They're good.
We got to come up with a list of everything that's called racist in the last. We'll go 5 years, not even like long. Just
That's
5
going to be a
years.
big fucking list.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
And lightning's going to be right there next. I guarantee
Math and lightning. That's two of the one that make your head spin. Like, how?
it. It struck a black monument. I'm
Fucking-
sure it struck a lot of metal
The
monuments.
concrete it was on is racist.
It was laid by white people, which made it racist concrete. They put a hex on it.
Unreal.
Very unreal. All jokes.
Oh, actually, it's very real
All jokes.
because it happened.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so divine God.
So I'm kind of feeling bad I gave up my vape pen. I kind of missed that thing. Or did I jump too far ahead?
No, actually, were you one of the 9 high school students? Were you
Yeah.
one of the 9 high school
I'm an undercover high school student.
Mr. Putin, were you a 9 high school student?
No. Shut up, Putin.
Residents of a small
Vlad, I'm gonna call you Vlad.
All right, so Tennessee woman had sex with 9 high school students in exchange for vape pens.
She's got to be ugly. Do you have a picture of her? She's got to be ugly.
She looks like a Karen.
Fuck. Shut up, Vlad.
Residents of a small Tennessee town are shaken up after a woman was indicted for having sex with at least 9 high school students in exchange for vape pens.
Well, they're all male.
Melissa Blair, 38, was arrested on Tuesday and charged with 18 counts of statutory rape, 4 counts of human trafficking by patronizing prostitution, solicitation of a minor, and forfeit of personal property.
Shit, she's a straight up fucking pimp. She ain't no teacher. She's a pimp.
Jeez.
I need my vape pen, Daddy. I'm your motherfucking mama, bitch.
Like, how? You vape, don't you?
I used to.
Are they crazy? Is it coke?
No.
Are you going to be fucking high school kids?
No. Well, as long as they're 18 and older, yes. And I can't I can't discriminate.
Oh, this vape is crazy.
I can't discriminate against men or women, so I probably have to do both.
Oh, jeez. Well, now there's 78 different genders, so you're all over the board.
Oh, I got a lot.
No, man.
No,
this is like a world of beer.
I'm not about to go have sex with 18-plus-year-olds who are still in high school.
Someone's going to clip this.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm getting clipped. Great. Would you have sex with high school students or vape pens?
I don't vape, so I don't even smoke.
But in order to get sexual favors from 18-year-old high school students?
No.
I wouldn't either, man. That's fucked up. Fuck. You know what the fucked up part is? That's the problem. That's the problem with America. What were we trying to scam out of adults when we were in high school?
Alcohol
and cigarettes. Right. And now kids are trying to get vape pens. Really?
Vape pens.
Come on, just get drunk like the rest of you high school students used to.
Vape pens and cupcakes.
Go drink. Go drive a car, get caught by the cops, have a townie undercover, have a townie bury the fucking report.
So just go, hey, why don't you just go home?
Yeah.
Fuck. So they have cupcakes, vape pens and cupcakes, like this ex-teacher who fed cupcakes to 41 students.
Oh, God.
Oh, no, that was 41 years.
I read that one for 41 years.
Ex-teacher who fed students semen-laced cupcakes. A twisted Louisiana ex-teacher who admitted to giving her students cupcakes laced with her husband's sperm has been sentenced to 41 years in prison. Cynthia Perkins, 36, was sentenced Friday after pleading guilty to second-degree rape, production of child pornography, and conspiracy of mingling harmful substances in Livingston.
What?
She has no possibility of parole for 40 years. 72 charges.
She'll get 40 sex crimes. She'll be up for parole in 40 years, 364 days.
Facing 150 criminal charges.
Oh my God.
I can't even.
All right, ladies, you made your point. You're just as twisted as guys are.
They're all crazy.
What's wrong with teachers?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I do know that
it's fucked up. Oh.
You know, we make the joke sometimes of like, oh, where were these teachers when we were in school? Actually,
we didn't have hot teachers.
2 things. One, I don't know. One is maybe they just weren't around. Or
2, we just knew how to keep our fucking mouths shut.
No, or 2, like in this last news article, we didn't fucking know. And there was no social media to put it out there, so everyone did know.
Nope.
So there's maybe a small chance you were eating semen cupcakes when you were a kid. Or you.
God, you're disgusting. But you feel like a dirty whore now, don't you? I made my own cupcakes. Oh, I hope nobody makes me eat these cupcakes. Oh, God. Charlie, you made those. Shut up. They taste salty.
See Fauci's emails.
They taste like salt and sadness.
Smells like clowns and liquor.
Do you remember the song you lost virginity to? Well, I do. Oh, she
sounds like that first song you lose your virginity to. Sticks with you forever. Do you remember yours? Well, I remember mine. And I can top anyone here, I guarantee. I can still feel her beard.
Oh, David Tell, I miss you.
He's still going.
I know.
Yeah. He's got good stuff out there, too.
Him and, what's the guy from the Comedy Central Roast? Jeffrey Ross.
I don't think I'm familiar with Jeffrey Ross.
Oh, he's funny. He's funny.
I haven't watched a roast in a long ass
The
time.
roast will always miss Geraldo.
Right.
That was a... When you said roast, the first laugh you would have would be the thought of what Greg Giraldo would say.
Right.
Jeffrey Ross is your second. Jeff, dude, him and Dave Attell, I remember watching a YouTube series they did, Bumpin' Mics, they called it. They would go comedy club to comedy club and do like, they would also do like on-street interviews and shit like that. It's funny shit.
They do these, like, small bits. Like, that's where a lot of them, they do their, like, 10, 15 minute sets. What show was that where they'd go out and do like a 10-minute, or not even, they do like a 2 or 3 minute set and then introduce a new upcoming comic?
Oh, I don't remember.
I don't know if that was Last Comic Stand. No, Last Comic Stand was something else.
No, that was a straight up competition.
Yeah. But
that's where Josh Blue got his start.
That's where I saw, the one I'm talking about is, I think, where I saw Dane Cook. Like way back in the late 90s. I can't remember what the hell the name of that show was. Yeah, but anyway, going back to the roast, I haven't watched a roast since like the early 2000s.
They're always fun. They're always fun to watch.
They're always awesome.
Pete Davidson.
They're hilarious.
Pete Davidson is getting up there with humor.
Yeah.
He's the one. What's the fucking scarecrow looking blonde that's political analyst or some shit?
Scarecrow looking blonde.
She's real tall, real skinny. Everyone hates her.
Scarecrow blonde?
Yeah.
Political analyst. Scarecrow looking blonde. Is she on Fox or
I don't know.
CNN? I don't know. The only one I know, like a woman that stands out that's like has a lot of heat right now, is Rachel Maddow. And that's the one with the really short hair. She looks like Jamie Lee Curtis from fucking Halloween H2O.
Yeah.
Except more
Here,
like a soccer mom.
He says it in the roast of Justin Bieber. Hold on. Pete Davidson, though, he's fucking funny. He's the one that does the skit. You know, people always say, they play that game, would you suck a dick for $1 million? I would. That's a lot of therapy I could buy. Hell, I'd even do it for $2,000. And here's why. Sitting down at Thanksgiving, he talks about Thanksgiving dinner. This Thanksgiving dinner was brought to you by Peter's Mouth. It's fucking hilarious, dude. Pete Davidson is hilarious. His father, though.
What do you get when you give a teenager $200 million?
Oh boy, copyright strike.
Your husband's calling you a lesbian for 2 hours.
Oh, come on. Yeah, you'll have to bleep. Here we go. Kevin Hart. This is the one Kevin Hart hosted.
All right, just hold with us for everyone listening. There's just,
Yeah, you guys can't hear this. Hold on, I'm just trying to find a name.
no, they probably can. Oh boy, skip around. Now we gotta figure out.
Was it the Justin Bieber roast?
Oh jeez, you're so unprepared.
Because Martha Stewart.
Martha Stewart. Oh, God. Hold on.
I'm holding. We're all holding.
Rob Lowe, that's the one.
Oh, Rob Lowe.
Macaulay Culkin looks worse than I thought.
David Spade. He bust. What's her name? If I find a picture of her too, maybe.
If football players evolved to no longer need helmets.
Oh, Peyton Manning.
Super Bowl is also what Peyton's mom had to cut his hair with as a child. Wow, Jeff Dunham's puppets are getting amazing.
Right there. Look at the blonde chick right here.
Let's see.
Far upper right corner. You know who she is? What's her name?
It's hard to say.
Here, let me say. He says her name, like he rags on her. If you're here, who's running hell? Or some shit like that.
It's hard to say, but
Right there. Oh, close up. There you go. Her. The black dress, blonde.
oh god,
You know who I'm talking about.
she looks like a skeleton.
Like I said, she's a fucking crazy bitch. I've
That's the
heard.
Crypt Keeper. That's
Let me
what that
say.
is.
He says her name.
Nikki has a show called Not Safe, though most people call it.
Nikki Glaser? No, that's someone else.
I don't know. She doesn't look overall familiar. I might have seen her on some show or something like that.
Ann Coulter.
Oh, Ann Coulter, yeah.
Yeah. Here.
herself as a polemicist, but most people call her a cunt.
She does look like the Crypt Keeper.
You know, last year we had Martha
That's true.
Stewart, who sells sheets, and now we have Ann Coulter, who cuts eye holes in them.
Fucking love him.
All right, we got to
Jules
cut
here,
that.
Jules,
Copyright strike. For
Yeah,
bullshit,
yeah.
but-
Sorry.
Yeah, Ann Coulter. That I remember listening on the Howard Stern show back in like the late 2000s. John the Stutter would go off, and he had his own hour-long show for a while, a segment on
Stuttering John.
No, John the Stutter, not Stuttering John. Stuttering John was already gone. John the Stutter.
Oh, that was okay. Two different
Stuttering,
characters.
yeah, Stuttering or John the Stutter was the one that he was this thin-looking, like big glasses,
Yeah.
bony looking, and every time he'd do that, Artie would be like right along the side of it at the same time. So they gave him an hour show, which is golden, and they would take calls and stuff, and they talk a lot about politics and whatnot. And he would always go off. There was this one guy that would constantly call in, and he was a right wing, and John the Stutter is very much not. And they would go off at each other constantly, and you'd hear this one guy just sound like a rooster. Ann Coulter, Acorn, and while John the Stutter is just ripping off all this crap, be like, "Why don't you go cry? Why don't you go cry with Ann Coulter?" And he's like throwing out all this racial bullshit and everything. And in the meantime, this other guy, I can't remember his name, would be on the phone making just sound effects just to troll him, like, "Whoa, whoa." The whole fucking show was a mess listening to it. You listen, but it was like, again, the Hindenburg. You couldn't fucking turn it off because this is so fucking bad. It's hilarious. If I can find a section of it, I'll send it to you to listen
please.
to.
I'll check
It's
it
so
out.
fucking bad. It's funny.
Semen laced cupcakes, though.
Yeah,
Jesus
Semen-laced
Christ.
cupcakes and Coulter. And
Crypt Keeper.
so you're going to be online later?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Probably.
That's all I'm talking about today is just World War II, because that's the fucking news was flooded.
Oh,
Or
World War
II,
III.
possible World War III, or lukewarm Cold War.
It's like that cup of coffee you make and then you forget for like 20 minutes. Like, oh, it better not be cold.
Oh, I usually now
Just warm enough to enjoy.
because of that.
Barely.
Yeah, because of that, I put them in my thermos now. I
Last
just
long.
keep it in my cup. It's cold in 20 minutes. Especially because I got that big Michael Myers cup. So
Oh,
there's
yeah.
more surface area to get colder faster. Jesus. Whatever. So Putin, when are you going to come on the show?
Vlad. In about 4 years. In about 4 years.
What are you talking about? It's not like Putin's a minor or anything.
Minor crazy person.